Welcome to Pathways to Success at PGCC. And now here's your host, Professor G.
Greetings, everybody. I'm Professor G. Mark Gray, and welcome to this edition of Pathways to Success at PGCC, where there's a path for you to your best life. And you've got the freedom to learn here. And part of the freedom to learn is the opportunity to participate in intercollegiate athletics. And we're pleased, honored, and privileged to be joined right now by members of PGCC's men's soccer program, who has been sort of reincarnated over the last couple of seasons. Coach Taiye Akinmboni is joining us. Not only is he a soccer coach here, he played here, and he is coming back to rebuild the program. And one of those planks in that rebuilding is Randy Salvador, who joins us also. But Coach Taiye, I have to ask you, there's just such a synergy over there between guys who've been athletes and coming back to coach at Prince George's Community College. It's an interesting way to, go after the goal here. Why'd you come back?
Well, I had a good time when I was here as a player. Back in 98, 99, played 2 years back to back. We went to the Final Four. It was a great experience. I enjoyed the school. I enjoyed the environment. Left PG Community College and went to Bowie State. I still enjoy my experience at PG Community College than I did at Bowie State because I was on the soccer team. So it was a great experience. Graduated, came back, helped out for a few years, left. And I just wanted to give back, for what the school has given me for the game, that we love.
Away from the athletics for a second, Coach, as an alum, how have you seen the campus grow?
Oh, tremendously. I mean, look at the building that we're in, Performance Art, brand new. I was just telling one of the producers that this is my first time actually coming into this building to explore. So the campus is growing tremendously. I mean, everything it's way better than it was in the late 90s, not to date myself.
Randy, let's talk about your pathway to PGCC. You're from another country, yet you've made your way to our wonderful campus. What brought you here?
I think the main thing for me was trying to find the biggest way to save money. Coming out of high school, I applied to a lot of different schools, and whether I got in or not, it was there was still a lot of dealing with the finances, trying to figure out what would be the best option in picking loans, dealing with scholarships and whatnot. And I was also doing dual enrollment classes from high school. So PG was also a smooth transition. So that's why I chose PG.
I'm glad you brought the dual enrollment aspect of your pathway to Prince George's Community College. And for people who are outside, that allows a high school student to pursue an associate's degree as well as their high school diploma. You have to be a really special student to do that. And talk about how you balance student life with student athlete life.
Oh, I mean, I think the biggest thing is when we're going through the season, a lot of it is, you got practices, you got to show up early before game days, and then game days, the commute. So I try to just take away from distractions. One of our biggest distractions, or for me at least, is, being on my phone. So any little time that I had away from soccer, I knew that I had to get work done, because if I didn't, then I'd just be backed up and I just keep adding on to a pile.
Randy, talk about, excuse me, I want to go to Coach Taiye for a second here. Coach, talk about how you use the game of soccer, international football with your team as an extension of the classroom, how you use the soccer space to create better students.
Like you said earlier, work-life balance, right? As a student athlete, student comes before the athlete. So we always make it clear to them that, you came here for education, but not for the sports. The sports is an extension of what you do to have fun. My parents used to tell me, "Oh, work and no play make Jack a dull boy." So if you have a reason to kind of detox from school, work, because a lot of our students also work, not just students. So this is something they could do for fun and compete and represent the school. So it gives them a sense of belonging. And then, after going to school, when they leave, when they graduate with their associate or transfer to a 4-year college, they have that experience of trying to balance the students and academic life and everything else they want to do.
So, Coach, this thing, not only for you, but for your players, is a labor of love.
Absolutely.
So there's a self-motivation motivation that goes with, the individuals on the team and coming together as a collective. How have you seen that grow in the last couple of years since the reinception of this program?
It's grown tremendously. On the field, you want to win, but also you want to also help build the character of the young players that come through, because high school life is different from the college life. So if you come through a school like Prince George's Community College, it gives you a good experience to experience that transition, to college and then beyond. So I love it when the kids come and they're very, very passionate about the game. So when we have trial, that's one of the things that I look for in the player, how passionate are them about the game.
So the process to earning a spot on the team is to be ready to compete in an open tryout.
Absolutely. We have Randy can tell you, every year we have over 60 to 70 players that try out. And we only have room for, maybe 24, 25 at the most. So you have to be ready. You have to be mentally ready, physically ready. And I need to know that you love the game and also willing to put in the work in the classroom, because there's requirements for you to be on the team.
Randy, talk about Coach Taiye's style, how you all have clicked and connected, and the presence that he has on the team.
I feel like Coach Taiye is very, he doesn't beat around the bush. He likes to tell us things straight up what they're for. He likes to I wouldn't say he's much so laid back, but he has a way of articulating things, pretty good vision at seeing things that we usually don't see, whether that is players or the way a system is gonna work. And I feel like that's one of his key things, just envisioning stuff before we do.
Can you think about something that you're in your skill set that has benefited just by being coached, that, hey, if you slow down, you do this, a little tweaking of technique or something that you can point out that shows your growth?
I'm not gonna say it's a skill set, but I thank Coach Taiye because he believed in me, and he made me a captain for the season that just passed. So that was really my first time being a captain, and I believe it pushed me to be more expressive and be much more of a leader to my teammates.
Hey, I was going to ask you about that, but you sort of tell us. So expound on that, learning how to be a leader and then implementing the skills that coach has imparted on you onto your teammates.
So for me, I'd say I'm pretty much of an introverted person. I do a lot of thinking. So on the field, I always have something to think about. But with being a captain, I knew that I couldn't just be that type of person anymore. I knew that I had to be vocal, just express to the team what we should expect, how should we go about playing the game, and this and that. And I felt Coach Taiye just it just made me connect more with the team on a level where I was able to communicate more, and they were able to hold me accountable as well.
Coach Taiye, what did you see in Randy that let you know you could push his button of leadership?
Well, Randy, first of all, is a great player, great person. But you have different type of leadership. You have some that says, do as I do, and some that lead by what I say, do as I say, not necessarily as I do. Working with Randy the previous year, I noticed his leadership skills, and he's always one of the first players to get to the field. He's always one of the first players to help clean up after practice and things like that. So I had a whole year to kind of assess him and other players and their leadership skills. But he wasn't vocal, right? So at the end of the practice, if you say, hey guys, let's clean up, move this here, move this there, move this there, Randy would just go do it. And even if it means him, or maybe a few players doing it, so coming into this year, I knew it was one of the players that I could rely on. And now I got to get him to now be a little bit more vocal, to come out of his shell, in a way. It's okay, you know what, guys, let's do this, you know, because a couple of times I'll be like, okay, Randy, I don't want you to do it. Pick somebody on your team to do it. You know what I mean? So that kind of get him in the way to kind of come out of his shell. Like I said, he's an introvert, but we got to get you to kind of lead with your words. And by the end of the season, you know, I didn't have to tell everybody what's going on. I could say, okay, all right, guys, we're done for the day. Let's clean up. And they all kind of pick up and get it done, thanks to Randy, Mo, and some of the other guys on the team.
And it helps, doesn't it, for you when you're building a program to have examples like Randy and the other teammates who can share your vision but communicate in a way that their generation understands.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It helps a lot of time, relieves a lot of headaches and, you know, and a lot of extra work when you have guys that know what needs to be done and they take the leadership and make sure it gets done.
Okay, Randy, I want to talk post-soccer in terms of your career. What are your thoughts about life after the game? Have you picked out a career path yet?
Yeah, currently I'm a computer science major. As of right now, I'm focusing on trying to transfer. This is my last semester. I'm in this MTAP program, which is a program that helps with transferring to UMD. So I pretty much am in. So I'd be going to UMD next semester. I just still got to do the whole application process, see if I get into the School of Computer Science
Okay.
and whatnot.
Well, you seem to have a handle on it. Are you going to try out, or are you getting a walk-on opportunity over there?
I'm not too sure of, but I would be willing to do a walk on. They have a nice team, so I'd love to do that.
Yeah,
I'm still always looking to play soccer at the end of the day. So
yeah, I'm not recruiting for anybody, but you know, I can vouch for the academic skill set and the discipline. So we were gonna, you know, fast track somebody. We would definitely do that. Coach, I want to ask you something about your program for a second, because I know in the second year you're still in a building mode, but you'd like to see blocks. So have you noticed a step forward from where you were when you embarked on your pathway to, you know, rebuild the PGCC soccer glory?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even now, recruiting, going to high schools, going to clubs, talking to players. You know, talking to players last year is that, oh, you know, the school is not that good, the soccer program is not that great. Now, when I talk to players recruiting after the season, you know, players want to come. You know, they want to be, oh, okay, you know, what do I need to do to be part of the team, to be part of the environment? You know, so laying down the pathway, I've seen a lot of growth just with what we were able to accomplish in just 1 year. You know, for statistic basis, we only lost 2 games during the regular season last year compared to the previous year where we had, you know, I think it was 7 or 8 losses. So the community is hearing about it. The high school, all the high schools, soccer players know what's going on. A lot of them are getting their coaches to reach out to us and, you know, reaching out to us directly and saying, hey, I see progress at PG. I want to be part of it. So it's been good.
What's the ceiling here? Is there a ceiling when you start looking at the growth and where this program could go?
Man, I mean, we haven't been to the national championship since last time I remember was when I was a coach. So assistant coach, and we haven't been to the Final Four since I was a player. Again, you know, back in the late 99, 2000 year. So the goal is always to win. Right now, the goal is to win the regional, and hopefully by next year, the year after that, we'll be able to bring a national championship to Prince George's Community College for the first time. So that's the goal we're pushing for.
Okay, so Randy, we got a little bit less than a minute to go. If you were going to sell this program to somebody following in your footsteps, how would you make that pitch?
how did I make that pitch? I mean, it's a community. One of the biggest things for me was I grew up around the area, so a lot of people I actually seen a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time, whether that was playing soccer, going to elementary, even middle school. It's a community. At the end of the day, I'm a minority. PG is filled with a bunch of minorities as well, and you get a lot of support. There's a lot of things like clubs. You know, you have DMSI, you have a lot of other programs, you have endless opportunity and resources, and the campus is pretty nice. So
Randy, great job. I'm about ready to sign up. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm already there. Anyway, Randy Salvador of the Prince George's Community College soccer team, Coach Taiye Akinmboni, who is the PGCC men's soccer coach. Congratulations on another fine season, and we look forward to talking to you again later on down the road.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Pathways to Success at Prince George's Community College. I am Mark Gray, Professor G, reminding you that the pathway to your best life starts here at PGCC. Till next time, have a good one.
Thank you for watching Pathways to Success at PGCC. For more information about Pathways at the college, visit our website at www.pgcc.edu.